Well, happy Friday, guys. So I'm so excited. I have to show you the shirt that I'm wearing. So my friend Marcia is a speaker. She works with people who like want to brand their business, sometimes write a book, things like that. And look at this great t-shirt she sent me. It says, "Women who rock the stage. I am one of them." I just thought this was so cute. So I'm so excited. I need to do a picture for her. But I've been wearing it and just haven't had a picture, but I had to show you guys. I love, love, love the t-shirt. So thank you, Marcia, for gifting me that. That was lovely. And she's been a huge, like, you need women like Marcia in your corner. She is like a cheerleader. Every time I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I thinking I can do this? She's like, you can. Like, we all need those people, right? The like you can people in our corner. So I hope you guys are getting excited that you're having a great week. I can't believe we're more than halfway through October, and our 7-day sale, not sale, 7-day challenge starts Monday. And that's where we're going to be diving in to using gratitude as an anchor in our life to build relationships, build resiliency, and move the needle towards the things that you want to have in your life. So if you haven't joined yet, I really hope that you do. We've got a great group. We have a lot of people who joined who haven't joined I put together a pop-up, like a private Facebook pop-up group. So if you've joined the challenge, but you haven't joined the Facebook pop-up group, check your email because the link to there is in there. And we do want to make sure everybody gets in there and introduces themselves. We're having a really fun week together. So I'm excited about that. But I wanted to share with you guys. So I was watching this video and, I guess, Facebook knows your algorithm, right? It knows what you need to see and who you need to see. And so, um, my, some of you guys know this. So after I kind of went through the domestic violence season and my daughter's cancer, it was about a 6-year season of my life. Shortly after that, I ended up with a lot of health issues where my body just kind of crashed. And it was almost like I felt like I had been going from like this mama bear, like, to when everything was calm and peaceful, it was like my body was like, okay. And I've just dealt with a lot of health issues since then. And I've seen lots of doctors and I'm going to go see this new, keep calling him the witch doctor, next month, who does more like a holistic healing energy work. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully we'll get some good results. I'm trying to get acupuncture done and all this kind of stuff. So, I say this because these things that pop up on my feed are women who are kind of in this like late 40s, 50s, who've transformed their health, are in great shape, who are exercising, they look super fit. It kind of goes into that. You guys sometimes hear me talk about we picture this future version of ourselves, but we're not really doing the activities and the actions today to create that future version of ourselves. We just kind of think like, oh, that person will show up. I feel like my camera's a little off. And I tend to do that. Like I picture this future version of myself who's super fit and toned and strong. And then like, yesterday I'm like eating brownies. Like that's not gonna, there's a disconnect there, right? And so this woman she mentors and coaches women who are kind of in this midlife who want to really transform their body and become healthy and strong, very inspiring. And really through the work, like she counts her macros, she does weightlifting, like just really an inspiring woman. So I wish I had the link, I would share it with you. So she had a video and somebody had, I guess, commented or messaged her and was like, "Hey, how come you don't ever talk about how hard this is?" And I thought her response was so brilliant that I wanted to share it with you. So she responds and she does this video and she's like, "Look, it's hard. I didn't say it wasn't hard. I mean," and what she said is, if it wasn't hard, then all over the place, we would have women in their 50s with these jacked, fit, toned bodies walking around. We don't, right? Like, at least here in the US, like, weight is like a massive issue. Kind of pun intended, I guess. Like a huge, I don't know how to say that without it being ironic, but weight is an issue here in the United States, right? A lot of people struggle with their weight. And we could get into why that is: our sedentary lifestyles, our food, the quality of our food, our over large portions, all of those things, whatever. So she said, yes, it's hard. If it was hard, if it wasn't hard, everybody would be doing it, right? She said, but it doesn't serve you for me to talk about how hard it is. And I thought this was so brilliant, her answer, because, she talked about, and this is true, as humans, we move away from pain and we move towards things that are pleasurable. So we move away from anything that's going to be painful and we want to go towards pleasure. That's kind of how we're wired from like a biological evolutionary standpoint, right? And so often when we want to make changes, when we want to create new habits, when we want to start a business, when we want to create healthy life choices, like that's sometimes painful, right? It's different from what we've been doing. It's painful. And so we pull away from change and we go to what's pleasurable. It's more pleasurable to eat the brownies, right? It's more pleasurable to sit and watch the TV than to go to the gym, right? And so that's where we get this disconnect sometimes between the this is what I want, but this is what I do. And again, it's biblical. There's a scripture in the Bible where he talks about, I know what I'm supposed to do. Why do I keep doing what I'm not supposed to do? Like, I know what I'm supposed to do. Why do I struggle and go back to doing the things I'm not supposed to do? And I think all of us can relate to this. It's like one of my favorite passages because I'm like, yes, that is how I feel. Like, I know I'm supposed to, eat healthy and eat whole foods and not eat the gluten and the sugar. And you can see I've been eating a lot of gluten. I've gone to high tea twice in the last 2 weeks, and now I'm broken out like a teenager, right? My body does not like gluten. And so I know I'm not supposed to do that, but then I do it. I know I'm supposed to work out, but then I watch Netflix. I know I'm supposed to go to bed early and have good health, sleep hygiene, and then I stay up. Like all of us, whatever your thing is, right? We struggle with this, what I know I'm supposed to do. And some of us have developed super, super habits that have made it easier to do the things that we want to do. And some of us are still working through that. And so, but what she said is, because we're wired this way, for me to constantly talk about how hard this is, isn't going to serve you because you're constantly going to be thinking, oh my gosh, this is really hard. She said, instead, what if we talk about like, well, what will it be like when you have all this energy? What will it feel like when all your clothes fit? What will it be like when you like how you look in a photo? What will it be like when you have the energy to pick up your grandkids and to go do the things that you want to do? Let's focus on that. Let's focus on that pleasure and not the pain of it's hard, because we move away from pain and we move into pleasure. So she's, talked about like, what does your mind think about? And I thought this was such a brilliant, brilliant answer because we talk about this so much in my space, within the resiliency space, right? Within the, you can do hard things, but it's how you think about them. Resiliency, the ability to bounce back, the ability to be powerful is from having to go through hard things. That's how you become resilient. Now, I believe there are tools that can anchor you, that can support you in that journey. So that's what we're doing on Monday. We're doing the 7-day challenge because I believe that gratitude is an incredible, simple tool that we don't use or we don't know how to use effectively, but that can anchor you to build your resilience so you can do hard things. So you can make changes to do the things that you want to do instead of the things that you find yourself doing. We're also going to be doing our 7-day challenges. We're going to be anchoring in activity. What is the actual small activities that will move the needle for you? We're going to be anchoring in connections. How do you build connections to build community, to build your influence? These are important things in our life. What happens? Most of us are just so busy in go mode, we don't ever slow down. There's this great, I love quotes. I love quotes. I love quotes. There's just a great saying of that, like, most of us end up someplace we never planned on being because we never planned. We just kind of got into the motion. And I found myself in this a few years ago. So when my book was coming out and I was doing my TEDx, I think this was around 2018, 19. And I had a lot of things going on in my life that I really loved. I was very involved in the State and Public Affairs Committee. I was doing a lot of advocacy work and getting to go to Washington and the state capitol and work on laws that affect women and their safeties, and work that I really deeply believe in. But I also had a single mom, and I had my daughter, and I was trying to write this book and do my TEDx and run my business. And I mean, I just felt like I had so many things juggling. Has anybody ever felt that way? If you feel that way, let me know, right? And I was like, I have to start to prune. A plant doesn't thrive if you don't prune it. I have a palm right now that I bought because I'm trying to bring Florida into my Jersey life here. So I went and bought 2 palm trees. I put one in my office, one in the living room. And one of them, the leaves, is one leaf that it's kind of not looking so good. And it's probably going to need to be pruned a little bit. But there's certain ways you can prune it that will, I guess, help the health, and other ways that will kill it, right? So I've been like kind of Googling, how do I prune this poor little palm? You have to cut. You have to damage. You have to hurt the palm in order for it to grow into its best, most beautiful tree. It's not actually a tree, but into its most beautiful palm. Life does the same thing to us. We need to prune, we need to cut, We need to remove the things that stop us from being the most beautiful version of ourselves. And unfortunately, at that time, I chose to prune out the State and Public Affairs Committee. Even though I loved it, even though I thought it was something great, I had to prune areas in my life so that I could focus. Like sometimes we have to get rid of the good so we can focus on the great. And most of us are so busy that we don't even think to prune. We don't even stop to prune. We don't even recognize what maybe needs to be pruned. Most of us are so busy, or we think that's so hard, like this woman was talking about, it's so hard. And automatically we're telling ourselves we can't, or it's too hard, or I'm not going to be able to. But what if you could? What if you could? One of the greatest questions that I've asked myself, there's power in questions, right? The questions get your subconscious working. It starts to look for answers. There's power in questions. One of those powerful questions I asked myself was when my daughter was going through cancer. And they kept telling me the stats of how many kids were going to die and on all of that. And the question I would ask myself is, well, if someone's kid is going to live, why not mine? That was the simple question. Why not mine? And I've used this question over and over again. If your dream is to write a book, well, someone's going to write the next New York Times bestseller. Why not you? If someone is going to build $1 million business and be the next superstar, why not you? If someone's going to have the next new hottest podcast, why not you? If someone's going to be the next big influencer, why not you? If someone's going to go and start to change bills and laws in the state and drive, positive change, why not you? If someone's going to make a difference in the school, in the PTA and where your children are, why not you? If someone's going to go plant the next church, why not you? Like if someone's going to do it, why not you? And that question has served me so well. Why not me? Well, a lot of times we just don't have structure and we don't have support. We don't have a mentor who's kind of saying, hey, you can. Hey, you can do this. Let's figure it out. I love Marie Forleo. She says everything is figure outable. She has a book, Everything is Figure Outable. Everything is figure outable. It's a great line. It's a great saying. Like, you can. You can. That is the whole reason I built the Hey Girl, You Can community. Sometimes we need to be reminded, hey, girl, you can. You are capable. You are able. Whatever that dream is in your heart, do not give up on it. God is working in you. He is whispering to you. He is revealing your destiny to you. Are you listening? So if you haven't signed up for the 7-day challenge, I really, really hope that you do. I want you to work with me over the next 7 days. We're going to make some impact. We're going to make some shifts. And you're going to start to see, how do I use gratitude? How has it been become a life-changing thing? I think it's the simplest, easiest life hack ever to change your life when you use it effectively and appropriately. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to do that. I'm going to teach you how to build connections. One of my top strengths is being able to connect with people, is being able to build community, is being able to form relationships with people that I didn't normally know, build those relationships with strangers or deepen relationships that I have. I'm going to teach you how to do that. And another strength is being able to do small little things that move the needle. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. So wherever you want that needle to move, it could be at your health, it could be personal, it could be business, it could be whatever it is, right? If you have a business, obviously, this is going to be huge for you. But if you don't, it's okay. It's still going to be beneficial to you because you're going to move your needle towards your goals. And it's free. Why would you not want to come? And it's short. It's 10 minutes a day. It's 10 minutes a day. You can do this. You can do this. But I thought I want to go back to what she was saying about, I don't talk about hard things because it's how you frame it. And if you're constantly thinking it's hard, it will be. And I see this in coaching women. So when I coach women in my business, in my direct sales business, people say to me, it's really hard to book appointments. It's really hard to build my team. It's really hard to sell this product. Guess what they get? They will find people that will make it really hard. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if we say, this is a great product, everybody loves my product. People love to book appointments. Why wouldn't somebody want to work with me? Why wouldn't somebody want this opportunity? I don't care what your business is. It can be, whatever business, just apply it to your situation. Why wouldn't they? It shifts the energy around us, and people feel energy before anything else. People feel our voice before anything else. It's one of the reasons I'm not a huge, I text a lot, but I do a lot of voice notes. And it's funny because Jack was just saying this to me. He goes, I don't understand why you always leave these voice notes. They're so annoying. Just text what you're going to say. And I was like, but so much is lost in a text. You don't hear somebody's heart in a text. You don't hear intent. You don't hear emotion. There's so much lost in a text when you hear somebody's voice. You hear what their heart is saying, right? And so I don't even know where that tangent just came from, but he and I were talking about that the other night. And I was like, no, I always want someone to hear my heart. I want them to hear my intent, right? This is where miscommunication happens when we don't understand somebody's intent. But I want to focus on that you can, and not on that it's hard, that you can change your situation. You can change your life. You might need to do some difficult things, but this is where you become resilient. This is where you become powerful. This is where you take back your power. This is where you stop being a victim to your life. If you are a victim, if you think you are a victim to your life, to society, because of your age, your race, your gender, your economic situation, your education situation, your personal situation, first of all, let me tell you, I have been there. I was been there. I went through horrific domestic violence, came out as a single mother, and I was a victim, legit victim. But living in that victimhood, and I did for a long time, there was a day and a moment when I had to make a choice to say, this no longer serves me. This thinking no longer serves me. It benefits me. There were things that I got from that. When you're a single mom, people give you things. They make exceptions for you. They gift you things. They don't expect as much for you. Like, I got a lot of benefits from that victimhood of the single mom, but it didn't serve me. Two different things. Two different things. What story are you telling yourself that's not serving you? What if you could change the story? How powerful would you be? What would your life be like? What would be different? So it's Friday. We're going to start this on Monday. Don't miss out. Come hang out with me. Register. Share this with your friends. I'll put the link in below too. You can also go, if you can't find it, just comment 7 or comment, challenge, whatever. I'll get it for you. Cause I know sometimes if people are watching, they're like, I can't click on the link. So just, comment, I'll send you the link because I don't want you to miss out. And if you have a friend, tag a friend in this video, tell her to do the challenge with you. Literally, I believe we can change the world. I believe that women coming together in community, driven and grounded in gratitude, can change the world. And we're going to start that by changing each of us, which is going to ripple into our families, which is going to ripple into our communities, which is going to ripple into our states, which has such incredible, incredible impact. So it's going to be super exciting. So thanks for hanging out with me. I'm here every Wednesday, every Friday, 12 o'clock Eastern time. I'd love to spend time with you. I always go back and also look at any comments that you have. So if you're watching the replay, comment and tell me, are you joining me on Monday? It's going to be totally powerful, and it won't be the same unless you're there. So make sure you join.